flat.
A lot of damage to the back of that truck as well.
Matt Crafton was down on the inside, and he just got loose, Phil. It's really difficult. You know, you take for granted, you see Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick and these guys make those big dives down into the corner underneath another guy. You begin to take for granted that that must be pretty easy to do. I think we saw right there with Matt Crafton that it's very difficult to do, and you can't just take for granted that you're going to cut it in there and make the pass. These trucks really rely on that air to lean against when they're in the turn to keep them going steady. And when there's a truck on the outside of them, it robs all that air off their trucks and makes them very difficult to drive.
And just a handful of laps after the restart, they're all running so hard. They're running probably a half a second faster than they were running prior to their pit stop. Ray?
Doesn't look, Phil, to me like very much damage here on the 30. On the left rear, just a little bit of fender damage there. The crew members pulling on that. They look at the right rear. Everything's good. 4 tires go on here. Real smoothly. They've got a chance to check this thing out. The pace car just coming to the front of the line now. Adam?
And the concentration for the 88 team was on the right side of the truck. That's where he sustained most of his damage, but they do plan to come back. They did not get all the repairs made they needed to, so they're going to come back, and this time they will work on the right front. Disappointed is Crafton. He really felt like they had a truck that could win today. Now they're just going to have to battle for some points.
Take another look at what happened.
There they are, side by side. You see Crafton start sliding up off the bottom of the racetrack. Then he gets loose, and he has to chase the truck up the hill. And when he did, he made contact with the left rear of Todd Bodine.
And you can see a pretty good shot into the wall on that 88 truck. So he's probably knocked the toe off. The wheels won't be pointing in the right direction in the front, and that'll mess him up. Check it out. Just starts to push up the hill a little bit. Like I said, no air to lean on. The truck doesn't want to turn right. And then eventually he runs into Todd Bodine and causes them both to crash.
Todd does a nice job not getting into the outside wall any harder than he did. Made slight contact. See his tear off flapping around.
Watch Todd too, Phil. Great point. Watch him how long he leaves his foot on the floor. He's sliding right now. Now he's wide open trying to get that thing to keep from spinning out. And then he's smart enough to know to let off the gas and save the truck from running into the inside wall. Just a great job by Todd Bodine.
It's going to be a great shot from Kevin Harvick's EZGO onboard here.
Behind you there. No caution yet. Caution's out. 88 went right into the 30.
That's
pretty much what happened.
We saw it just like that.
Let's ride along.
Clear low.
Matt Crafton.
I'm in trouble.
30 still out there.
Boom.
Got loose. Got to the 30 there. Got to the fence to get some stuff ready to fix the right side.
And they did work on that right side. He's back on pit road. They're doing some more work to the 88 of Matt Crafton. We'll be right back for more racing from Atlanta. Welcome back to Hampton, Georgia, and Atlanta Motor Speedway. The lucky dog goes to the 39 of Ryan Sieg, so he will get a lap back courtesy of Aaron's.
That's 2 for him. Aaron's doesn't discriminate. If you need 2 laps back, they'll give you those 2.
This should be an interesting restart. Harvick on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside, green flag in the air.
Shoot, they're even giving me a ride in Talladega.
How about Mike Skinner has his nose stuck up under the tailgate of that 18 truck?
I love listening to him after qualifying this morning. He said, we're going to start back. I don't care. We got a great truck. I'll be a part of the story before it's over.
Contact.
That was Steve Wallace on the bottom of the racetrack. Looked like he was trying to make a move for the lead, and he took it away.
Looked like there was a little contact between Steven and Kevin Harvick.
Got him a little loose, I think, coming out of turn number 2. Kevin Harvick didn't appreciate it. He came down the racetrack to let him know. And Steve Wallace is your race leader at Atlanta.
How about that first ever Truck Series race, and he's leading at Atlanta.
Got the heat on him, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be too long before Kevin Harvick comes up and says, oh, by the way, you may have touched me on that ass.
Remember me?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hope you don't forget.
I'm Kev. Remember me?
I run a few races in this series.
Both he and Kyle Busch are all over Steve.
But an impressive run for Steve Wallace and Billy Blue Motorsports here at Atlanta. Yeah, it didn't take long for the 18 and the 2 to catch right back up to that 15. Now to the outside goes Kyle Busch.
We're probably going to find out how mad that made Kevin. He might be over it by now.
Steve said, well, I'll move over it. No, I'll move back up to the top.
I don't think breaking the draft would work here.
Yeah, but it's that element of surprise. Why did he do that for? Might ought to give him a little space.
He's going to leave the bottom of the racetrack open now for Kyle Busch.
Kyle will take it and try to take the lead away from that 15.
He's got it. He has him cleared. He can move up the racetrack out in front of Steven.
Steve Wallace runs second now, and right on his back bumper will be the 2. Into the wall again, the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Down if he can. Come down if he can.
Damage continuing for the 88
Take
team.
it to the garage so we can work on it there.
Amazingly enough, the 33 of Ron Hornaday was the first to get involved in an accident, and now second place in the points from a year ago, Matt Crafton with troubles.
Well, remember how he came out of Daytona with such a great spot, finishing the top 5 down there. All his championship contenders, or most of his championship contenders, maybe with the exception of Tom Bodine, all had trouble. Guess what? He has trouble the second race.
Yeah, and you know, it's a shame when you got a fast truck, too. He had a truck in practice that was faster than everyone's, but he got it in the wall when he made contact with Tom Bodine.
He
and that
cut a tire down right there, it looked like.
The damage from the accident he had earlier obviously didn't get all cleared away, and the right front tire was cut. It might have bent the toe end off enough to where maybe a sway bar arm got into that right front tire. It might not even have been fender damage that did it. Some of the suspension components could have dug into that tire.
Listen in, we'll ride along with him.
The red truck will be the one you're chasing, still inside.
You heard it. You heard something pop.
You know, when you have
on 2 more.
Really,
come down if he can.
Really fortunate that he was up high, so the damage is going to be minimal. But you heard Bud Hafley say, "Let's take it to the garage so we can fix it right."
Look what minimal is. The whole right front's tore off of it. So
what if that truck is at the bottom of the racetrack though, and that thing turns hard right when that right front tire blows?
His right front corner looked like Ron's left rear did earlier.
Great crowd on hand here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Out in front, it's Kyle Busch, Steve Wallace, Kevin Harvick.
Possibly be about time for me to touch up, Rick.
No, I think you're good, Michael. Don't worry about touching anything up. The 95 of Jeffrey Bodine gets the Aaron's lucky dog, so he'll get a lap back.
Would that be gold, you think, for Jeff?
Well, I think it's a lap.
It gives him a chance to, gives him a better chance to get gold.
To go for the gold, right?
That's right.
Gives him another
He got
shot.
off to such a great start today. He was running in the top 10 forever. Then he found himself a lap down. Maybe he can rebound from that.
Something we don't normally see at Camping World Truck Series events. Ron Hornaday in street clothes watching now with Delano Harvick after his accident on lap 24. We'll be back. Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the EZGO 200 for the Camping World Truck Series. It's event number 2 of the 2010 season. That's the quarter-mile track right there in front of the grandstands.
Last night they had a barn burner for a race on that quarter-mile track. Tim Brown ran second to Corey LaJoy by about a foot. These guys are going to line up tonight and race on that quarter mile after we're done here with these trucks.
Yeah, legend cars and bandoleros, which you can't say enough about Ed Clark, Bruton Smith, and what all they do. And Bruton Smith, by the way, is going to be on Monday night's Race Hub, 7:30 right here on Speed.
He's going to be talking about a race they're going to have, $1 million purse for these cars,
with $250,000 to the winner.
There's race car drivers up in the Cup garage saying, darn, I might ought to take a look at running that darn thing.
I'll actually be there on the Race Hub with Bruton. Is there questions you guys would like to ask him?
No, I just want to thank him. I want to thank him for putting all that money up for these grassroots racers that are going to have a chance to race for $1 million. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, pretty amazing. Speaking of amazing, Adam Alexander.
Matt Crafton sitting idle in the garage, not where he would like to be. Matt, you obviously had tight quarter racing with Todd Bodine, got a little loose. Take us through what happened there.
I just fought loose. I mean, I fought loose pretty much all day long into the corner, and I knew he was just barely there, and it just started sucking me around, and I went to chase it right, and he was there. I mean, I hate it for all these guys and for Todd and them as well. It's the last thing we wanted, but these guys are working hard on it and get back out there and gather some points.
And you can tell they learned what it's all about to run for a championship a year ago. The crew has been very focused in getting this truck back into a condition where it can go on track, make good speed, and earn some laps so they can gain those all-important points. They will be a championship contender at year's end.
Yeah, Adam, they started out with 2 top 10 finishes last year in the first 2 races.
Ray Dunlap.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know about a group that's sitting in the grandstand right now. Kyle Busch from his foundation gave away a bunch of tickets to some young kids from the Kerry Steel Pit.